Aloha, welcome to Prince John Internet TV for mature audiences. Today I'm going to be sharing some ideas about gardening and social interaction and, as usual, more thoughts about the soulmate, the person who you can be together with, you know? So, try getting kombucha squash at the store, eating it, planting the seeds. Cut green onions, and you know how they have the roots, plant the roots. And ask farmers potentially for seeds such as basil seeds or lettuce seeds, or even try getting bulk such as mescalum, mixed greens and kale. And remember, you're going to have to water this daily, so it requires a little bit of effort. You're going to have to be regularly tending to the garden. So, I will continue to do what I do because that is what makes me my wife's man. And when I say wife, I'm suggesting that I have somebody out there who's a perfect match for me. I'm not sure who it is. I'm usually focused on one person in particular that I'm interested in, but I will keep going and focus on the nice things I have, whether it's a peaceful home, I'm healthy, whether I have nice sunglasses, but ultimately it's how I feel. And I think the easiest and most natural way to feel happy is to deal with my sexuality. So I do. I think everyone should have their own belief system written and should be the head of their own church. That way everyone's going to have varying beliefs on things, I've found, but I used to think everyone would believe similarly to me, but now I'm starting to do my own thing and exercise professional courtesies such as greetings, but keep the personal separate from other people. And dealing with people I used to say they're my friend or my brother or sister, I've been writing to them and explaining to them that I believe believe differently from them. Therefore, I will use the formal Mr. or Mrs. when referring to them, because even though I think you're a friendly person, I write to them, I only like to associate with people who have like-minded beliefs. Alright, so another thought. The mother or father or guardian of a child, eventually the child is self-sufficient. And at that point, I think they should decide whether they want to continue interactions with that male or female guardian. Because if you think about it, what if they have different beliefs than you? Would you, what would I do? I have different beliefs, and I call them my legal parents, so I don't associate with them. I may greet them occasionally, or email once in a while. I prefer not to judge people saying things such as they have a weak relationship or they don't know what they're doing. I simply imagine them smiling and doing the light work and try to create, my reality. I'm exchanging information with other bodies and minds, but ultimately, this life is for me, and when I'm with my wife, it will be for her and I. And remember, some people don't do the light work. You can imagine them doing the light work, but they don't do. People who don't do the light work, I think their experience will only be limited. You know, one of my goals is to be industrious, and it's like exercise. Even if I'm not getting paid well, I still put out a lot of effort because I want to have that for me. I want that to be my standard, and you know, it's like exercise. I'm, you know, it's like I keep that energy and that vibration of focused, concentrated work. And remember, during work, sometimes during breaks, it's possible to do the light work and just raise your hand and beam around your workplace. I'm not afraid to let go of people or places that no longer serve me, and I'm willing to let new ones in. Alright? And instead of feeling bad about various thoughts of the day, I capture them. I document and analyze them. And I don't feel lonely because I trust and depend on myself. You know, doing the light work, being that I am pure light. And you know, I feel good when I listen to my body instead of trying to listen to others. And I'm friendly towards other people instead of hoping that they'll pity me or be intimidated by me. You know, I want challenges and ups and downs. I don't always want to know who my wife might be, or when we'll unite, or, for that matter, when I'm going to depart from my current body. I am pure light, and this is why I designed the physical realm, I believe, so I can enjoy the, you call it polarity, or, you know, space and time. Alright. You know, I have this yearning for my soulmate. This is what it inspires me to continue on. And remember that if you're, you know, having a difficult day. Also, of somebody who has passed away, remember that person is a representation of their beliefs, and the words and thoughts create that belief system. So if you ever miss somebody, just try to repeat some of the words they said, because that's what they were. The words, that's what they were. And for instance, if my grandmother was to pass away, I would just repeat some of the empowering statements she said, such as "listen to yourself," and I would feel like she was there. I like to establish good karma by doing things that others may not notice, but that make good karmic points. Even if I greet people or apologize for things and there's no reciprocation, I just am dealing with my own field, you know? And I like to find out what the source of my feelings is. Is it because of something in my subconscious mind I'm thinking about? Or is it just because I have a backache? You know, locate the bad feeling and deal with it. My potential wife should know something about me. I want her, not her body. So if her face is burned, or her leg, for instance, is cut off, for instance, I will still want to hold her just as intensely, because my relationship with her will be based upon mutual likes and interests. I think everyone has a unique power and intellect, and it can feel threatening, but just try to enjoy that everyone else has their own, you know, unique thing that they're special. And I think it's knowledge that will save the world from confusion and poverty, not money. ultimately, I believe the answer to all problems is God, and all great ideas and everything is a result of that. So do the light work. You know, for those, this message is for those who feel like they're trying to fake it, or they're just trying to survive and placate others. You're about to gain your independence. Just start doing the light work. If somebody asks you about your beliefs, try and direct them. Have maybe something on Facebook that explains your beliefs. That way you don't have to talk about them in person, because sacred knowledge, I believe, is regarding certain topics, and it shouldn't be spoken to anyone except unto yourself. Voice activated the bodies. Sometimes I feel worried as if I have to acquire or intentionally get my wife, but then I realize that a marriage is based upon courtship and gradual learning about somebody and seeing if they're a good match, and talking indirectly to them, via their male guardian, instead of talking with them, which could result in seduction. And I'm not desperate, because I have plenty of bedroom time for myself that I give to myself. And I found it pretty easy to enjoy things having the right perspective. For instance, instead of referring to myself as a houseless person, I refer to myself as like a wanderer. The words that you use can dramatically affect your life. I don't worry, because I am light, and I try to act royally, act like a noble person. I used to be upset at some people for being corrupt, but now I like business people, but now I just do light work on them and show them, what goodness is. I will control my body and not let others' words control me, or non-human activities such as interdimensional beings or whatever. I want to acknowledge any elders who are listening to my show and suggest that you can have a great relationship with, a mate. Even if your bodies don't look that good, it's all about feeling, and you can touch each other and just feel fabulous. Just because you haven't had knowledge of this light work that I talk about, and the concept of soulmate, doesn't mean you can't be happy. And imagine people are smiling in your head. Create your reality. The ego says that other people can give me pleasure, but I feel the happiest when I'm exercising or breathing or listening to music or in the bedroom with myself. All things I can do by my own. And remember to be clear about intentions. Are you trying to work for somebody or be their brother? Remember, if you're feeling down and suicidal, it's because you want pity from others. Just focus on the only reason to continue on, which is your mate.